Hey guys, this is Kid Rob speaking, and today we are continuing our journey through the 80s with Speck Motors and Wilhelm McSpeck, who is getting a little bit old by now and is looking forward to soon-ish seeing Dickie McSpeck being born. Well, that's still quite a long way off because Dickie was, when was he? He started 19 years old in 2016. So, yeah, it takes a while more. Anyway, we need to design a replacement for our Hockenheim, our hyper supercar. And that one is still doing really well. And has given us a lot of total profit here already. 270 million. And is going to be in production for quite a while longer. But considering how long it takes to engineer those, we do need to plan a new one now. And let's do this right away. So let's first choose the best supercar body we find, like this one for instance. Well, maybe not. This here isn't all too good for it. This has a very nice aerodynamics, but we could use this body again. So that would basically be the Hockenheim MkII then. And I think that makes sense. And we can produce a convertible version of it as well. So one thing that comes to mind here is that we want to upgrade the engine, and probably we want to try out something crazy like going twin turbo on this one. Yeah, let's do that. So we choose this and continue on. Monocoque steel or corrosion resistant steel. Although that doesn't do anything right now, not yet. So we don't choose it. And front longitudinal, double wishbone. And there is corrosion resistant steel which we could use, which we don't need, as it's also not really working yet. We do need lots of cooling if we want to go twin turbo, so that is why I placed so many grills there. And oh, longitudinal all-wheel drive. I think we shall go really crazy now. Can we fit a large enough engine in there though? We have to try that out. That is too large. No, I think we can. I think we can. V12. We go full cast, or do we? No, we don't. We can go pushrod though, if we wanted to. Although that sounds like crazy town. If we're using turbos, then, I mean, who cares about valves? You just put enough pressure on and they will dig their own holes, right? And, alloy, yes. Full forged internals, once again. This is a 4.2 liter V12. If we twin turbo that one, let's first drop the compression. We don't want to be all too crazy. And we do have multi-point fuel injection, so turbos now actually start working. And ball bearing, huge water air. I think that sounds reasonable. And we can fit this one in. Oh, that is looking awesome. Especially with all-wheel drive, this will be a bonkers machine. Alright, we do need more Boosht. Because Boosht makes people Shmile. Injection, multi-point. Yeah, look at this beast. Oh yes. And throttle per cylinder, just to be a bit more compact and have more throttle response. And then we go for a performance intake. 91 should be fine. But we go really rich. And if we're running 1 bar of boost, then you can easily go with 1 AFR higher than you usually would. So a little bit of ignition timing, like 60, and we can rev this higher too. And we still have +2 on the fuel system quality. I'm not so sure how much power we're going to make, but this should be awesome. Oh, That's very peaky. We do need a lot of turbo tuning here to get this one into a somewhat drivable shape. But I'm liking the overall starting point of this. Alright, what do you think about this engine then? That should do the trick. We have super high smoothness, we are running on 91, we are producing almost 470 horsepower in 1981, and this will take a few years to engineer, so probably coming out in 5 years time or something. I hope that's the case, so that would be 1986. For this one, of course, we are going for a manual, and look at that torque curve. It's all S-shaped. We do need a lot of cooling for this car, though, and I'm not so sure about the gearing. Let's put the first gear to 100. Anything else might be a bit over the top. Also, the engine will take ages to engineer, so I think this new option is what we're going for. This is the all-out bonkers machine. It will be awesome. Geared limited slip diff. How about that? Sounds very good. Engineering time very high. Ouch. But we can put a little bit more power distribution towards the rear, because we like that. And we go for sports compound tires. Make this a sports buggy. By amping up the wheel size. Let's see how large we can go. We do need more than 200s in the rear. We do need more wheel arches. Hello. Hello, Mr. Wheel Arch. Oh no, the engine is too big. What the fuck? Let's check the engine again. Why is the engine too big? No, the engine isn't too big. What are you talking about? Let's make it a little bit smaller. We don't need quite as much power. 4.1 liter, yeah, still good enough. And let's see how the performance has changed. Not much at all, so we don't really care. Yeah, on 17 inches we only can go to 15s. That is small. Can we amp this up a little bit? Oh yeah, 235s, now we're talking. And with the engine up front and all-wheel drive, this is looking pretty stupid. Yeah, let's put these wheels out, and that should be good. Wow, look at this beast. We're going for mags, and oh, these were good. Vented discs, this stuff will be fast. And larger brake size, a single piston rear, but maximum size there too. Fully clad, we want to be fast. Do we want to invest in... No, not too much cooling. Who needs all that cooling? 2 seats, handmade. Luxury cassette player, yeah, luxury. Oh, and ooh, that's something we really want. That is good news that we get this now. Does it cost us? Does it actually cost us something? Oh no, the luxury cassette still costs us something, I think. Yeah. Oh, the premium cassette is even more high-tech. Look, -4. We don't want that. I hope it hasn't freaked out yet and it's just showing wrong numbers. We do want the luxury cassette at +4, yes. And then advanced 80s safety and not hydropneumatic, but gas mono. At least that is a little bit cheaper to engineer. Sport as a starting point. And let's just go on and see what stats we get. Well, sportiness definitely starts at the right place. So does prestige. That is a prestigious car. And so does the economy. Almost 26 liters, 100 Ks. Sounds about right for a vehicle like this. And oh yeah, we're not too far off. Ooh, look at that. We could be so much faster even. Just more power, more power. Because we can put it on the ground. We don't have any wheel spin with this. That is very, very good. So we can gear it to be even more bonkers than 3.9 seconds. What cars, write in the comments below, what cars of that era when it's coming out, like 5 years-ish from this date, what cars had in performance data in these stats here, 0 to 100 and top speed? Because I think this is something that is rather amazeballs. 3.2 seconds, but oh no, that's far too much wheel spin. Yeah, 3.4 seconds, now we're talking. And yeah, okay, 3.5 seconds is the most reasonable. Maybe we can drop it a little bit more to get rid of the rest of the wheel spin. It's dropping quickly there, but not fast enough. There we go. Alright, and we didn't lose much sportiness there either. 3.6 seconds. That's alright. We have more than a G acceleration force at around 50 to 60 kilometers an hour. So if you're just riding out of town and want to impress people with a burst of speed, then that is the car to choose. Our brake setup is still fucked, so we need to make sure that one gets back on track. And another thing which we can fix pretty easily is the oversteer at high speed. And I think that fixed it. Let's take a look. Yep, now we are talking. We got back a lot of drivability from that and didn't sacrifice any sportiness, as moving the curve lower flipped over the high-speed curve and like the high-speed behavior, this graph, and made it such that we got higher drivability and sportiness. And we have superb scores here in these categories. Now I'm just a little bit afraid of the engineering and engineering times of both engine and car, because we have put a lot of high tech into this one. Alright, but I think I'm really satisfied with this build of this car, and there's not much we can improve apart from maybe higher top speeds. And that will change the gearing situation even more. Alright, can't we break 300, really? That's unfortunate. 3.7, we can move this one up a little bit again. There starts the wheel spin, so turn it down from there. That is probably the optimal point. And no wheel spin, just pure acceleration. And now, before I forget it, we need to check our markups, and that is our estimate price. Let's start at 150. GT Premium still love it, and the Hyper and Super are still like, oh, we want this thing, it's amazing. And at 200, they still think it's absolutely bonkers amazing. So let's go with 250 for now. And supercar buyers are still like, oh, this thing is amazing, we want it. And they still have the money too. That's because of how high the economy is right now. And I hope this drops a little bit, because that's a high price. Anyway, now we want to clone it into a supercar. And basically the only thing we did is to reduce this one a little bit. We could drop this by 1 if we wanted. That doesn't make too much of a difference. What about the pricing? Oh, we make it slightly more affordable like this. Let's keep it like this. +4 is good. And that's the only change we need. So let's double check here. No bottoming out. Can we go lower? Yes, we can go lower. We can go a lot lower. There we go. That's good. And now we do need our convertible too. And yes, everything is a lot worse. More than 100 kilos extra. And even worse economy. 28 liters, 100k. Sounds about right. And let's set up this one. It should have a bit of bottoming out. Yes, it has. And now that is back up. Otherwise, the tuning is still decent. And I think we can just go with this. It's called the Super Convert. And we are ready to get into engineering. Now, let's prepare for bad times. No, not too bad, not too bad. It is below 5 years. That is what I aimed for, or basically 5 years. But the engineering costs, look at the engineering costs, 146.9 million. We are getting a little bit expensive here. But it is a milestone in racing car and like hypercar history. So probably this will be seen as the first ever hypercar in the world of Gezmir, Fronia and Achana. Let's get there first. 5 years, 1 month for the engine, and I think we want to bring this down a little bit by increasing the funding, because we do have the funds, right? So now we just increase it 4 years. Yep, 4 years, 10 months. 4 years, 10 months, and here we go as well. 4 years, 10 months. Very good. We're spending a little bit extra, but who cares about 5 million here or there? And that is certainly worth bringing it out 2 or 3 months of production worth earlier. That easily is paid back, I think, by selling this car. So now we want to choose the production of the Hockenheim in Froenia. Select this one and the family. And that is the small production in Froenia. I really need to start naming those now, otherwise I get confused. And it's looking good. Let's see how we can set up our production. 26 million, that's like nothing. We have a production efficiency of 87, 500 there. We could go and upgrade this even more. But then again, that's not really worth it, is it? How much did this cost? 26 versus 49. Okay, no, that's not worth it. It's not worth it for just a few dollars. We could even go and like sell a bit of equipment here. And yeah, let's do it. Let's sell a little bit of equipment just to keep the costs down, because we don't really need it. Especially not for a car that has a markup of 250%. Here the difference is a little bit larger. As you can see. That's 50 bucks on top. But then again, same argument goes there. I don't think the 50 bucks are worth 20 million right now. Maybe in future they will be, if we produce something else than something other than hypercars there. And now see how we can shift this out. We can produce 4 of our bonkers hypercar with the most fabulous interior. And lock this one. Convertible, not so many. Maybe produce 7 and 20 out of the other one. And we want to have this at 3 shifts. So 6 hypercars, 10 super convertibles and 30 supercars a day. That is good. And we do need to produce the equivalent amount of engines. And that would be achieved by going here and lowering that one step. Yeah. And now, these are the sales prognosis for Froenia. That's not too many cars, but now let's go to Gezmir. Oh yes. Well, it's we're not selling out, but look at how much cheaper it got now. 63,000 there instead of 90 something. Oh, this is the super convertible too, so I don't really care about that much. Let's take a look at the Hyper. Oh yeah, that one is selling. What? It's such a good car there. Let's see. Wow. At 250% markup in a opponent strength 1 and 1 for desirability and affordability, we get a rating of 132 points in hypercars. I think that is strop levels of awesome. And I think we can continue with this one. Let's see what markups do we have on our other cars though. They might be 250% still. They certainly are. And look at this. Wow, even at this markup. Maybe we should just have it like this. But we could get a little lower. Do we open up any other categories by this? Nothing seems to happen. Maybe it's still just calculating. Not much happens. And we do want all the monies. We're not making many of these either, so we can have a high cost. But the supercars, they do need to be a bit cheaper, otherwise we don't sell them more. And here we have them. But now in the supercar category is large enough. I think it is large enough. But only 4.9 a day. No, that's not large enough. GT Premium, so you need to bring this one down. Let's bring it down to 180. Not much happens here. So maybe we are overdoing it a little bit with our pricing overall. But, oh, no, something happened there. Just didn't update. That's good. So at 180 we actually get into the GT category, which we also want to tap into. And we should get back into the track premium. Now it's just calculating and calculating. See? Come on. Come on, you can calculate. Hello. Ah, we know it will sell. Otherwise we have to adjust the price. And... ooh, we can sell... we can sell 68% of the hypercar production. Maybe we have to just amp up the price even more. I think we need to do that. Because this is ridiculous. I mean, why do we produce hypercars which then cost the same as the supercar, basically? This is all good. This is all good. And now let's go to the hypercar and mark it up even more. It didn't change much there. So now we are at 92,000 for the hypercar. We can go even higher, 400% maybe. Yeah. Yeah. That markup, yo. And now we're talking. Now the supercar buyers are feeling it like, oh, this thing is getting a little bit expensive. Yep, that is how it works. Now only very few of the supercar buyers can actually afford it, but let's back down a little bit again. Oh, that was the old one still. So 400% markup it is. Still ridiculous enough, I would say. And let's head forward. And now no one in Florinia can afford it, but we can sell more than enough in Gazmir. That sounds very good. And the rest goes without saying. Yeah, we can sell all of them. The supercars will be a bit tough to sell. But Achana is also coming into it. They sell a total of one car every 5 days. Isn't that amazing? Alright, that was a nice design session of a super bonkers car. I think Willy will be proud driving it the first time. I hope he doesn't die though. Although we made it pretty drivable, all considered. Alright, that certainly took a while. Engineering of the Hockenheim MkII is now on the way. And we are making loads of money. But I think from here we wait for the next episode to actually get going with a follow-up to the Dresden it would be. So I hope you enjoyed and see you guys next time.